Yo, what is up, you two? First time. You have to kind of pardon the hair being wet. As you can tell, you just got out of the shower. But we're not going to talk about me getting out of the shower. I know some of you were wondering in the last video where I've been standing as far as um, the AMT Diamond Reel kit. As some of you may remember. In the last video, you saw me assemble the frame, knowing where things hadn't gone. So put the face behind the camera to you guys first. So anyways, I've been a bit of a background, so I decided to jump forward a little bit, doing other things as well as real life, and I do want to get this in here real quick. So let's jump forward to now to the recent project at hand. So anyways, like I said, you got to pardon the hair. I just got out of the shower not long ago. But but the thing is, to jump forward, as you can tell, I actually started doing the frame. Actually, I'll show you what color I used for the frame. I just gotta look at it. So basically, I've been using a hunter green for the frame. Keep this. This is actually a courtesy of Rust-Oleum. A nice little hunter green, which I've been using for the frame of the truck. So to make a long story short, I've been kind of jumping forward a little bit, a little too much, apparently, I guess. I have to go get the brake cylinders out, but that'll be a different point. So if you remember the last video, I was kind of hesitant to where the transmission mount was going. All right, the answer to that question, everybody's healed. So you can take a look. If you can see where my finger is, I don't know if you can see it. It's like right there. It actually mounts to the what did I say this was again? This actually mounts to the mid-cross member. So if you're ever trying to figure out where that transmission mount goes, that's where my finger is. It's that mid-cross mount member. As you can tell, yes, I painted the whole chassis green. This is what's going to happen. And there's actually a three-tone paint scheme, that's going to it. You can tell I just started getting part of the chassis together. I started getting the metal axles, as you can tell right there. It's going to go back a third coat of a paint, the Hunter Green, whatever paint I just called it. So anyways, what I'm going to do tonight, I do have to get the other parts of the air brake cylinders. They're going to go in the back there. The empty hull areas, as you can tell, where the axle will go through. So I've been busy. Been trying to jump forward a little bit. I don't want to bore you guys too much with the complete construct. Right now, these have been painted, which are the back drums. Within reason why they haven't been fully painted is because only the inside is what's going to matter. The whole frame, once again, is going to be a third coat of green. The steering linkages are going to be painted a black, like a flat black. And I actually, believe it or not, started doing these rims, the old-fashioned split rims. There are 3 parts to this rim set. As you can tell, there's 2 for the other part, for the other axle. So I haven't finished them. I got to get to work on that. There are 3 parts to the front rim, which are also, a 2-parter deal. So basically, I have to go get the other parts of for the brake chambers, brake cylinders. I've been actually doing a lot of work. Like I said, I've been jumping to and from. And it's been a long jump forth, working on the between the model truck, the Diamond Reel kit, and in life. Oh, thanks, John Paul. And welcome to the stream. So, anywho, I just need to use my handy dandy war veteran that's been with me through many years of wear and tear and other model buildings in my endeavor along the way. Yes, it's a very old X-Acto blade. It had it since maybe 2000 and whoops, 2000 and I believe 2013, if I remember correctly. So as you can tell, I'm kind of wrestling with the brakes a little bit here. Some parts of this are kind of still tacky. It's supposed to be a 15-minute paint that you're supposed to let it dry. Unfortunately, it did not fully do what I was supposed to do. So, like I said, I'm going to be doing a third coat onto the frame. The color scheme, okay, so I was really going to keep the color scheme a surprise. It's actually a 3-tone, maybe 2. It's going to be a green and white truck. Ironically enough, why did I choose the color scheme of a green and white truck? Before I get into the nitty gritty of this actually had to do with a long story. I'm going back in I believe it was the 1960s, 1940s. There was a friend of mine who had it. That's true. I haven't been in the mile. Here's the thing, John Paul. Before I get into this whole thing, I actually was in a mile community a long time ago, and I have the scars to prove it. I got just a treat for you guys. I'll show you something really cool. It's a very long story, but before I go diving into doing this frame, I will show you exactly what I had gotten back in 1998. So, anywho, here we go. So, a long time ago, I actually used to enter back in, well, here on the East Coast. If some of you are familiar with it, I used to belong to a chapter, an IPMS chapter, which was solely based on model building competitions. And now, when I first started, it was rough. I mean, when the first time I started doing a model building competition, I actually, no lie, I didn't know what I was going up against. Okay, there was just competition. So I learned from a few builders way back when. And, well, anyways, I only have a couple here, but one that actually struck me to make me build more, to get the inspiration more. So I'm going to get into that part. So anyways, this was a thing from the Igor Sikorsky chapter. I'll show you this one after I show you this one. So I got second place for I believe it was a military diorama. It was a solely military thing. So I'm going to show you this little plaque. This was back a long time ago. It was right here. You could tell where the IPMS Sikorsky chapter had taken place and stuff like that. So this was kind of like my third plaque. I have others too, but like I said, I only have about maybe 2 or 3 of them. But the one thing that inspired me now, this one hits directly. I got this one in 1998. It's not going to show the exact year, so just keep in mind it's not anything new and used. So I got a plaque. Usually, like you went out, you build a model. If you build it out of the box, you get a special award. So I didn't know this happened. Okay, this was something. It was just sheer dumb luck. And I actually have an older vehicle that I made, the older model back years ago that helped me win this, but that's a long story. Don't mind the heater. But anyways, back in 1998, this was from the Igor, the IPMS, Igor Sikorsky chapter annual model festival. But can you take a guess what it was? Well, I'll show you. Like I said, excuse the hot water heater / furnace. The best out box plaque in 1998, and all because of an AMT 1959 El Camino model kit. And I still have that same very kit. So right there in a nutshell, it just explains everything there. So I've been doing this for a long time, back in the 80s. Now, to find that metal axle piece, I need to put the drums and everything else together. So, here we go. So, anyways, I found a nice little trick about these things. If this is too long, which normally you do, what you want to do, and now pardon all the mess, like I was showing you, the metal rod going through here, you can use a small old drill, or you can use this, which I've been using this to make the hole to fit in there. And the reason why I did that, because everybody knows in the right mind, EMT, they make good kits, don't get me wrong, but the tooling is a bit out of whack, if you know what I mean. And some of you who've experienced those EMT problems can understand and relate to what I've done, why I do it that way. It's just years of learning. I've been, the long story of it is, I've been building them. I guess I could say I was like 10 years old, Started off with a snap tight and everything else just worked out from there. So anyways, I got put these on. These are not fully painted, so they do look a bit shot. You see all discoloration there. But they will be touched up. And like I said, third coat on the frame, and we're going to leave it alone. I don't know, I guess I've been doing this for like 40, I'm kind of like, I'm almost in the same boat with you on that. I've been doing it, I think, I'm not that, I don't know. Being like, yeah, you got me beat, but yeah, I've been doing this for about 43, I think. No, 43, 42, something like that. It's kind of weird. The interesting talk I had once with a hobby shop dealer. And we were talking about it. I think this is going back. I think I say about 7 years. 7 years ago. I think it was 7 years ago to this day. We were talking. Basically about how sometimes, like the model building, I guess. You started when you were 5. Oh, that's awesome. Hell, when I was 5, I wasn't doing any of this stuff. I was just being a bit of a troublesome little girl. But but going back to the art of model building. Now, this is sad. And I know some of you, including myself, we all kind of figure out, we all have to think, why is this happening? And I'm going to tell you exactly what I'm talking about. When I was actually growing up, we didn't have like what they call the modern conveniences, like video games, the technology. Technology was there, don't get me wrong. But we had we had our moments where we, our families would tell us to go outside, have fun, whatever. And if you were good in school, your parents would probably go out with you at the store, like a hobby store and stuff like that. I have to wear cheats. Apparently my eyesight's been kind of wonky at best. So I got to use this for number 2 here. So when I was growing up, all of us used to, the kids in the neighborhood, some of us used to build models. Others did RC cars. Me, I was kind of a variety of both, but mainly models. The RC car genre came after. And what I see today, and going back to when I talked to this hobby dealer a long time ago, there was a thing we were talking about, and how society has changed over the course of time. How some of us who grew up in a time when model building was like the biggest thing. It was the big trend. Now, what I've seen happen over that time is going back to this topic. Is sometimes model building, generally, I shouldn't say generally, but model building itself is now becoming what they call a lost art. Now, I know some people may beg to differ on it, but it's the truth of the matter, and I don't like being truthful about stuff like that. I mean, we got like this modern technology. Kids are more engrossed with the technology. They don't do anything that's that active. As far as like keeping their minds going. I mean, when you rely on technology, Gar, when you rely on technology too much, you start to get that sense of wonder that, you know, what what was it like back then for us? Yeah, and now when model building becomes a dying art, and you can see where I'm going with this, John Paul or John Paul. Sorry, I gotta get used to your name, man. But it just comes down to it. You just can't. I mean, these kids, they think about, and you could also agree with me on this too. They also think about the, I don't know. I think the way I would say about today's society, it's kind of like about the me generation kind of thing. Like they're not being what we were taught. We weren't, back then. I mean, yeah, we had to go outside or be creative or something, keep us out of trouble. Now you got this younger generation who has to rely on technology, who has to be lazy because they don't want to do the stuff we have done before or we are still doing to this day. And not all of us, like model builders, your time and my time and anybody else who's done it, before us, um, basically look down at what society has become. I mean, I know it sounds, like I said, I don't like being truthful, but I don't want to sound, it just doesn't feel right. Yeah, it is sad. It's really sad the way how the younger generation don't consider, um, you know, or appreciate the good things in life. I mean, hell, I'm still a frontline worker, um, and I see it every day. Not like I really particularly care about. I'm not really keen about technology in its nutshell, but hey, I mean, it'll work, but not the way you think. Technology is useful, but it gets to a point it's useless. At points, it can be useless. It's kind of like having a GPS inside of a truck and kind of get yourself lost, if you know what I mean. I mean, we all have younger generations who just look down, who see us building models as like, oh, that's an old timers kind of thing. But the truth of the matter is, I mean, I still enjoy it. You still enjoy it. Those who still build models still enjoy it because it's a way to escape from. It helps take the stuff off, the stuff off your mind, which is something that I've always learned in the course of time. But there was one time, I have to be honest, I wasn't really all. I actually took about a couple of years not building. And that's true. The kids are getting lazy nowadays. You don't, I mean, hell. Jeez, if our parents, see, like if our late parents are still alive, or some of them, my mom is still alive, but like for my father who passed in 2015 with ALS, that was something he always encouraged me to do stuff. I didn't, but at times too, I also did it on my own free will. But when he had basically passed, it was different. Like hell. I mean, I mean, when I remember like doing stuff, I wasn't really at the time. I'll be honest, I wasn't. I was active, but I wasn't much of a VR person. So I basically just was like, yeah, you know what? I gotta find something to do. But usually the funny thing is my dad was funny. He used to tell me if I wanted to do something or if I wanted to get something, or if I wanted to get something and I did the yard, he would actually get me a model, just for the show of it. The appreciation, or even like if you got good grades in school. I mean, the favorite one, I'll be honest, when I was up in Massachusetts back somewhere, I think in the 90s. I believe it was then. So I believe it was actually when we had we had to go up there to do something. I don't remember what it was, and he just decided to say, if you can do this for your Christmas present, you can turn a blind eye, deny it, and sure as shit, I actually played stupid until Christmas. I already knew what I was getting. Oh, that right, and even back then, doesn't matter how old you are. You could build models to a point. You could be 90 years old and still build models. My great grandfather did. But he did, well, when I talk about medieval, he did wooden ships. Back to the subject at hand, really quick. I just want to show you exactly what's happening here next. Okay, so, let me just jump off track for a moment here, and I'm going to tell you what's happening up on this point with the front wheel. I do have to mount in the axle pins, the two front axle pins. I have also, yep, I got the retainers and the two axle pins that do have to go together, which are going to be, well, here's part of the axle pin, but the retainer and everything else is on the other part string next to the steering wheel. And the anti-skid stuff will go on afterwards, only because I am not doing it right now when you have to paint the frame. So basically this whole frame is going together like in one piece. But going back to the wooden model ships, those were fun. I tried to get into building wooden ships, but unfortunately those wooden model ships for me weren't my thing. I actually built model ships, but not the wooden ones that much. I actually used to build like the RMS Titanic. I did that. I did the USS Constitution. A lot of other little things here and there, but I wasn't really all that keen about the wooden ships. For some odd reason, I couldn't get into them. But we do have it's funny because we actually do have a wooden ship here. I believe it's called the Scout. It was a big, you would see them. It's a big freaking tanker wooden ship kit you can make into an RC boat if you choose to. So that's somewhere around here. Actually, we've kind of called it a bit of a truce there. For me not to touch it, because if I do, I'd probably make it into an RC boat, and you don't want to do that, especially that kid's old. So I decided not to do that. But yeah, trying to get all the, the little stuff here and there for the kit building and stuff. But anyways, what I gotta do is I gotta go back and I gotta sand these axle pins, the part of them, because there's some excess sprue I should be getting rid of. I just normally don't do very much with them, but and then again, this is probably going to more likely be a show truck at some point. That's why I'm trying to do everything I can, in advance so I can get everything together. I do got to go back and do the other part of the split rims, which I'll do after the fact. I do the axle pins and the retainers, only because and back here, my actual spray booth, and over there, yeah, I know. I'm like literally right next to a piece of metal. But luckily, it hasn't fallen down. Oh, it is. Yeah, over here it's 1054. And the thing is, oh yes, the retaining pins. So I know some of you are like, anyways, John Paul, where are you from? Just out of curiosity. Oh, ow, that was my finger. I didn't mean to pinch it. God, these things have been through hell and back in a handbasket. Oh, you are. Oh, wow. I do have friends. I have friends up in Canada, and I got family members in Canada, which is kind of funny. I haven't seen them since early '80s when I was over by the Niagara Falls side of it. I find funny now. You can understand. Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, closer to Toronto. That's actually where some of my I think that's where my cousins are. But I've always found something funny about the Canadian side of Niagara Falls, and I realized, and it made sense to me as I got older. No lie, that the Canadian side of the Niagara Falls is much cleaner and better than if you're onto the New York side, because all you're going to see on the New York side is nothing but, well, you know what. And I don't like speaking the truth very much about it, but I just don't, like I said, I like the Canadian side better. It's cleaner. Yeah, and you can relate to what I mean by New York. And New York has a lot of, well, shite, as you want to put it. But no, I've always liked Canada. I know. I don't know. I think if I were to go there now, I don't know. It's kind of hard to say whether if I'd be able to see my cousins. I mean, well, during like when during the pandemic of during the crisis of the pandemic, and you know how that goes. So yeah, and here's a funny thing, and here's a fun fact. Have you noticed how dark well, not dark, but you know how smoggy the air is in New York? Like you could see, I mean, it's pretty bad. I mean, I thought the 70s were bad when they had it, but I mean, New York is kind of, yeah, I used to love New York. I wasn't born far from there, but there's nothing good about it. The taxes, everything are so damn high, and you can't really do very much to do anything. Good. Yeah, you guys are still getting hit with that COVID stuff. Yeah, I heard. It's funny because I've been following the news internationally, and I hear like Canada, I believe parts of the UK are still in lockdown, and what have you. And you know, and I always say during the time, and I'll be honest about one thing here. When I was actually in, we gotta put one bit of the Excel pin in there. Hopefully that will stay. So I'm just gonna go that way in there. I need my cheaters again. Where did I put them? I don't know. I mean, I found ways to be constructive during the whole pandemic the best I can, but every now and then you kind of can't help trying to avoid things you can't do. All right, so where's my magic pokey stick? There, as you can tell, it's got all this rubber cement on it. Yeah, a second. Oh, yeah, it'll work. Never mind. My magical pokey stick. Pokey, pokey, pokey. Ow. I hate having long hair. Yeah, but it's always something, You gotta. Okay, why are you? Hey, let go. Oh, bastard. Get that in there. Come on. Oh, hey, how you doing? So yeah, it's never a fun moment. It never really is, and by the time they open up everything again. We don't know what's gonna happen. I guess you gotta do things as much as you can and do it that way. Yeah, that's not a good thing. That's a bad thing. Over here, I got. I'll be honest. I'll be perfectly honest here about a lot of things, but I think with everything going on. I mean, right now I'm coughing up with some pollen. And good old coffee usually does the trick. So I ended up going for my vaccine for my COVID, and it wasn't that bad. But I got to the point. Side effects may cause vomiting. Here we go. And 'tis the season for allergies for me because of freaking pollen and the other fun little stuff, all the fun little nasties that come off the tree. I was doing like this earlier too. I was gagging at work a little bit, but doing the best I can to basically get everything all under control and all that happy rigmarole and all that fun stuff. There we go. Oh god, this thing is like really. I think my glue's starting to like become space age welder. Ladies and gentlemen, Tesla's rubber cement becomes now space age welder. It sticks to your fingers. It sticks to plastic. No, it sticks to everything. A lot of places, generally, like we opened up, like where I live, we opened up a majority. And while we were talking, the magic trick, and there's your whole spindle set up, and I'm gonna let these drive for a little bit, so I can continue on doing the rear rims. But yeah, there's a lot of other things too. Like I said, I've been building models getting through this pandemic, and I think it's just kind of like one of those weird things that most people I knew, they're like, well, how do you like, what do you do this whole time? It's like, well, I was very active until COVID hit. Now I just gotta clean up the back rooms here. Actually, I gotta snip the other one off too. I forgot to take this one off. And I'm actually, you know what? At some point, if I ever think of it, and maybe at some point, I probably will have to get myself a new one of these. As you can tell how much worn torn this thing has been. Yeah, unfortunately, it's not one of those things oh my god, I accomplished one thing. I cleaned up a part straight. No, I'm being a little sarcastic on that one, but yes, yeah, but we gotta find ways to, make things work and all that fun stuff. I'm just gonna kind of get y'all over here, and sorry if you saw my green fingertips. As you can tell, I'm having a little bit too much fun tonight. So, and anyways, I've been thinking about a couple of things after my last stream, and kind of been wanting to put some input out there. And here's the thing, and John, you may relate to what I'm about to say. So, anyways, the end of this year, come by like December, right after Christmas. Well, I'm actually getting ready to take my retirement from my retail job. nail snips. That's a good idea. I'm gonna have to try that. I'm really gonna have to try it. I might have to go to Home Cheapo, but that's fine. I can deal with that. But anyways, going back to what I was saying, there's been a lot been going on. This whole thing with the pandemic's been kind of weird, and well, basically what I'm saying is that I'm retiring the end of this year, and I'm going to be, and I thought about this, and I think now at this point, I'm probably going to be doing a full-time stream, only because it got to the point now where I'm getting tired of actually working for companies. And, at one point in time, see, I know back then most people may agree or disagree, and sometimes companies, when you work for a major corporation, you're always fed those those lies, and that sort of thing, like the lies about like, oh yeah, you can get you can advance in the company, but the thing is, now, starting to slowly grasp the idea of going to a full-time stream, and I think it's time. I mean, why work for somebody when you can't really, you're gonna get paid not a whole lot, and just can't wait to retire by the end of December and go full-time streaming and try to make things different, change up the thing, go full-time, and leave the corporate greed behind, and not even bother with with anything. I mean, I'm not trying to be like a hermit, or I should say not a hermit, but I don't want to be like that old, I guess old lady / hermit, and having to not really bother with anybody, because that's not even true. That the aspect is I gotta make useful. I want to do something I love, and after the last stream I did on YouTube, and been thinking about how I might start building more model kits for the YouTube stream. Go to a full-time profession on that. Do something I love and turn it into a career. I'll be perfectly honest with you on that one, John, and it's really interesting because I've heard that from a lot of my friends. Some said they retired from the virus. I had a friend of mine who actually quit the job. He didn't retire. Well, I don't know if you want to say retire, but he actually gave his 2 weeks in. When he had gotten hit with COVID, he basically told me, a good friend of mine too, said, at the time we were working for the same company, and he ended up leaving because he didn't want to be no part of it no more. Problem is, the job, this particular job, they didn't supply us any hand sanitizer. They didn't supply us any hand sanitizer. They didn't supply us masks, so we all had to go and do our own thing. We had to get our own mask and our hand sanitizer. And luckily, I don't know how, but I even got tested for COVID-19, and it came out negative, which I'm lucky. And the thing I lucked out on that whole thing. So the meantime, the entire pandemic, knowing exactly what I was getting myself into. And I'll be honest with everybody out there on YouTube, it is a freaking nightmare. I mean, now, because we don't have anybody, due to corporate greed and everything else, I can't find the wrench to this thing. Due to corporate greed and everything else, it's almost like, these people, these bigwigs, or or any type of big wig was expecting you to work through the pandemic, and you're gonna, how are you gonna not know you're gonna get sick from it? There's a thing called blood money. The thing is, they say, whether if you're in a war or not. Like if you served in a war, they're gonna expect you. Where the hell those? Can't find them. Can't find them. Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to find them later. I was gonna try to do the front rims too, but I can't find the stupid retaining rings. So, anyway, oh, here they are. What a dumbass. So I basically had enough of the BS that's going on. And after when I did that stream, one that you saw, I decided to do it. I worked in a grocery store study nights. Study or steady nights? I can't. What did it say? Study? Study nights? Oh. Okay. Yeah, but it's kind of funny. I've met people I know. I usually, where I work at, it's like I have a bit of a night shift. You know what? I did that once before, and I was actually before doing. Okay, here's a funny story. Now, at 18, my first job was Wallbounds. Okay. But it's kind of funny when you go to retail, you learn automotive and you do all this fun stuff. And then some odd reason, you end up going back into retail again. And I did a little bit of a temp job where I used to work on circuit breakers, that whole shebang. Uh-oh. Oh, crap. My Lexian scissors are stuck. Ew, what the hell happened to them? Oh, man. My Lexian scissors. Oh, what the hell happened here? Oh, crap. Well, I just got tagged. Doesn't look that bad. It'll come off. Anyways, yeah, I basically, I used to work the night shift and stuff. I used to go in for like 3 in the afternoon, get what time was that? Like 3 in the morning, midnight, something like that. But anyways, I went from retail to automotive to manufacturing, jumped back from manufacturing, automotive, back to retail. And it was a pattern. It was like the same pattern over and over again. So eventually, I actually got to the point in my life where enough was enough. And of course, now I'm back doing this thing again. One thing I've learned, though, the journey of everything, in journey in life, one thing you learn, never put up a company suck-ups. And we all been there. It's not like anything I'm going to just say, hey, look, this is what it is. But anyways, I got to start trimming down this retaining ring for the front. Unfortunately, there's a lot of leftover spruce, so I got to kind of be careful not to get too much. But, it's one thing I don't like about company suck-ups. What they call, in layman's term, the yes men. They got, like, yes, sir, do the, I don't know. And one thing I will say about this, and one thing I will say only about, going back to Billion My Miles as a full-time stream, which I actually will enjoy more than I do with the retail job. And it also get away from the freaking corporate suck-ups too. So that was my whole decision thing right there. And of course, trying to stand off the retaining rings. Gotta go very careful, because if I do any more damage to this thing, if I damage these, I can't use ones in my boneyard over here. That doesn't help. All right, I'll show you my boneyard. It's kind of weird. So anyways, I got truck parts galore in there. That's what they're doing with me too. But here's the funny thing. I realized over the course of time, you know, here's the thing. This is the one thing corporations don't like. Now, I'm going to be perfectly honest, and I'll be, corporations don't like it when you don't show that, like, what's the word I'm looking for? Help me out here. I've said it before in the past too, and I can't remember what it was. Corporations are looking for somebody who they can actually control under their own, I guess under their own thing. Or, no, that's not the way I want to put it. But I look at it this way. Corporations want control. They want to make people, they want to look down at people, especially those who work their asses off. And by the time you get to a point, and what's even worse, if you start doing repetitive work, that's time to go. And I'm sorry, I should have read the warning signs earlier about my job. Had I known 4 years ago, I would have not taken the job and I would have went full-time streaming. Well, they look at you as a marionette. You know, here's one thing I'm going to point out, and everybody knows, like for me, going back to the hobbies and building models. Now, I'll tell you why I enjoy building the models and why I like broadcasting. Like what I do is stream. I got multiple platforms. But the thing is, I like to broadcast. I like to stream, do my content as best I can do it. But the kicker is, now the nice thing is, you're your own boss, okay? When you become a content creator, or for me, I'm multitasking on several streams, I'm a content creator, not just on YouTube, but other platforms. And one thing I've noticed, when you do that, you set yourself up being a content creator, you don't have to, oh, you do, cool. If you can, on your in the comments below, just link up your thing. I gotta check your stream out. But what I'm saying is, when you get to a point, now anybody who's a content creator enjoys it full time. It's not going to be, okay, well, I have to get up every day, to go to work. Because you're a content creator, you can do this full time, you get paid by YouTube or whatever stream you're on, and you don't have to report to a boss. You don't have to report to an upper management. You don't have to report to people who are above you, but yet they look down at you because of something that I'll have to check it. I'll have to sub to your channel too. But the thing is, what I'm saying is, a lot of these companies, they want to hold you by like this leash, kind of like this like imaginary chain or imaginary rope. They yank you saying, oh no, you're not going to go here. We want you here. But the thing is, in my truth, and when you're your own content creator, your own broadcaster, you don't have to put up with that. You don't have to worry about the company politics. You don't have to worry about the company drama. The whole thing, everything that happens in a sole company, yeah. Bingo right there. You just hit the nail on the head. And yes, it's true. They look at you as a number. And the funny thing is that when you start seeing your friend, now this is one thing I've noticed over the years, I'm sure you've noticed it too, John, is when you have people who come in Okay, you've been with a company for 8 years, right? Now, perfect example. You come to a company, you've been there for 8 years, you did your blood work, your blood, sweat, and tears, the whole 9 yards. Now, think about this. Back then, streaming was starting to develop. Now, streaming is developed. But back then, jumping back what I was saying, is that when you worked for a company for 8 years, okay, well, that's all fine and good. Now they they do these whispers and promises. Okay, so we're going to give you this position. Okay, that's fine, right? No. Here's the catch-22 before anybody says anything. All right. Now, you get so excited, get stoked. You feel like you want to be they're going to tell you you're going to be a supervisor. Okay, well, guess what? The carpet, your feet. Pull the carpet while your feet are on it. They give it to somebody who's been there for only 3 weeks or maybe a month. That, my friend, is how they play company suck up. And this is where streaming comes in, so we all can freaking stream to our job. Who wants to be freaking tied like this to their hands? And, oh, gee, I got to work for this major corporation for what? Busting my ass for some fat dude that's sitting behind a desk who doesn't even lift a finger day in, day out. Yep. And especially a family member. Now that's a nitty-gritty part. I got a perfect example for you. Now, okay, so anyways, I want to show you the retaining rings. I'll show you the retaining rings in a bit here. But yes, the family members, they're going to put them before anything. And these I'll have to clean. I'm going to have to do at some points. I'll have to clean these up a little bit more. As you can tell, there's some roughness right there. I'll have to finagle that a little bit more later on. I'm going to let all that sit for now. Until I can figure out something, and I could just mount them up to the... You know what? Let me see if I can mount them up to the ring right now. Yeah, I could do that. I can mount them up to the ring. I'll mount them up to the rim. And I'll worry about it afterwards. But no, there's a lot of things that, companies expect you to do. Cheater glasses again. So basically, now you're just breaking your back and busting your stones and everything else, and there you go. Now, it does kind of make you sick why they have family members doing that sort of thing. Like they're going to promote a family member, somebody that they know, and I got to try to keep it as G-rated as I possibly can. So let's see, I got to remember correctly that infused, marry the two together, and I can always clean the rim up afterwards. It's no big deal. So we'll do it that way. Okay, so that's one down. So I'll let that sit. Hell, I'll put the retaining ring on. This way at least the tires will go in afterwards when the rims are painted white. Yes, the rims are being painted white. And whoops. And I'm just a little bit of a butterfingers. But, yeah, it becomes relevant. You see where things are drawn. You see the lines drawn. You see the favoritism, the nepotism, the whole 9 yards, yada, yada, yada. And that's when you make your own streaming business, and therefore you don't want to put up anybody's BS. And at that point, you might as well just tell the boss to go take the job and shove it where the sun don't shine. Yep. I frown. Okay, I'll be perfectly honest on the whole thing. So, anyways, before I say that, just let you know I got all the rims. These are all set. They're going to dry. The same thing with the fronts real quick. Nice little retaining ring. But yes, anyways, and the frame itself is going to dry, so I'm not going to do any more. But, okay. However, going back to that, yes. there are people out there, and the funny thing is, and pay attention. Like some people, I don't know if I mean, I'll be perfectly honest here before I say it. I'm basically not the type of person that's a company suck up. I am the type of female that am more strong-willed, and I'll be honest, I wasn't really that much like anti-corporation till about back in 2013, 2014. I actually, there was something that happened. I took my semi-retirement. I took my semi-retirement because of a lot of stuff, a lot of dirty politics in the work environment. Things that people would ask you to do that you can only do to a point, but you don't want to like really risk it, because then you become the fall guy. Now, going forward, I was in semi-retirement for a while, for I think 4 or 5 years. Went back to work, and it's not the same as what I remember. I mean, back then you had it, but it wasn't as bad. Now I guess in the course of the time, observing and noticing, it's gotten worse. Mm. But the thing is, these corporations, and you know what sucks? And this is the part I don't like. Now, I know everything right now. My workshop is drying and everything, but I'll be perfectly honest. Much political, I don't try not to get too much in political aspects. But the thing is, when you have, I guess when you get to that point, we all just basically have to sit back, do the best we can to suck it up. But the point is, we can do the best we can to suck it up. However, it generally is not always a guarantee it's going to work. There's no guarantees in life. But wait a minute, no, the rims you could drive, the frame we're going to start spraying. This is going to be fun. I got to connect the hose. I'll do that later. I'll do that next stream. But, shit's been crazy, man. Shit's been crazy. I mean, it's kind of like, well, this is the thing. I don't know if you saw it last in the last stream. And this had me thinking. Now, this kit, I'm going to eventually build. But yeah, that's because that's true. Because you know what? When you speak the truth or you're being blunt, it doesn't work that way. But when my great grandfather, when he used to build the old Sinclair gas stations, now this kit I have not built yet. There's a reason why I haven't built this kit up yet. Is because this kit is going to be a memorial project for my great grandfather. And why I'm talking about this model kit right now is because there was a thing that my great grandfather told me. Now, all the great grandchildren, some of us who were young, were just squirt. But he told me specifically one day. He said that he told me, if you ever work with anybody, and going back to the Sinclair thing, he said, never let anybody take advantage of you. Never let anybody talk down at you. And don't put up with nobody's shit. And no lie, he's because he had happened to him once before when he was on a contract deal with Sinclair. So, anyways, it's kind of funny how, you know, I. It's kind of weird. It's just like, and what I was about to say, as we get older, that's what it was. As we get older, the corporations, basically, the corporations are the ones that are expecting us older people to do more. But the sad thing is, you got these younger, lazy kids, right? They don't want to come into work. They don't want to do. They don't want to do jack, right? Now, how put this in scenario. Now you are a dependable worker. You work your butt off to no end. Now nobody shows up and you're stuck by yourself. Now that will put you in a very how do I want to put it, precarious position. Now, would you address the issue? But even if you address the issue, they listen but they don't do it. Well, yeah, we all have to see. That's easy. Just get a paycheck. That's true. But hear me out. You're working your ass off. Now you're the only. Okay, let me reiterate that. Let's say you were a cashier and you were by yourself and nobody else was there. Supervisor's yapping. Who do you think is going to get more credit, you or them? Well, yeah. See, and this is why I've been debating this whole thing, and then I'm going for it now. Go a full-time stream because you know what? I'm tired of working for the corporations. I'm tired of putting up with the crap. I've put up with it long enough. Okay? I didn't have to go back to work. I didn't have to go back to work. But I had no choice at the point when I actually had a phone call and saying, hey, we need you to come back to work, the workforce. I actually been thinking about that. That was another thing. I do have a Patreon app on my phone. I got to figure out how to set that up. I mean, I don't know how to really set it up. I'm not that tech savvy, so I don't know how to really set it up to say. I actually have to finagle with that a little bit. I should set up I do have the Patreon app. I do have it. I've been trying to figure that out. How do you set one up, the Patreon app? Like, how do you set it up to, go on there? And just, I don't know. I actually have PayPal. I don't even use it, though. That's the problem. Come to think about it, I don't even remember the password for the PayPal. I don't even remember. I'm so sorry. But I am going to be setting up a Patreon. That's the next step. I've actually been thinking about it. I'm going to set up a Patreon account or the actual thing. So, yeah, I got that too. But I don't really. I did use it for another platform, but apparently the other platform I have, they got rid of PayPal. So it's kind of like, okay, now what do I do? But I am going to be setting up a Patreon. I'm gonna do a little bit more research to get that set up. I might get some help for that one. I think a little bit more help on the Patreon is going to be shouldn't be that much of a problem. I don't think. Wait, oh, these dried up really freaking quick. Oh hell, I'll just mount them in now. Yeah, I'll just mount these in real quick then. Because if these are already dried up, that means that chances are this will be ready for paint tomorrow. I'm not gonna go too freaking nuts tonight. Try to get at least an hour, a little over an hour into the stream, and Get that in there real quick. There we go. One down, one to go. So, yeah, this has been dried good enough. So I'll just put them in. A little magic dabble here and there. Razzle dazzle. Now, come on, if nobody knows what razzle dazzle is, there's a problem here. Come on, Scooby-Doo movies. There we go. Now I let these dry overnight. And then I will paint them the next stream. And the shots and everything else will all come together. I want to get this all up by like at least the end of next week. But yes, I will be doing more. I'll be doing more streams. Come by. What am I doing? I'm doing another stream Monday, I believe. So I'm going to do another stream Monday. So, just make sure you follow up on that. Sunday, not too much tomorrow night. I'm not going to be able to do it. But I should have another stream on Monday. Check that out later. Monday, I believe that's going on. Doing the final paint process on the frame. What else do I have going on with this frame anyways? Oh, no, it's a double paint process. I have the white for the rims, and I got the green for the frame. That's going to be the next stream. So hopefully I can get the frame together. Maybe, but don't quote me on it. No, I still have to do some more stuff. I got to put the stair linkage in. I got to do all the fun stuff, so. Not for nothing. This kit isn't that bad. Wait, if you use... Wait, what? If I use what? Oh, no, I don't have StreamYard. I have to look. There's so many stuff that comes out. It's not even funny. It's like, you see, like, I've seen all different types of apps and stuff, but it's like, I gotta dive into more in this stuff. I really have to dive into it. It just, it's free. Huh. I'll have to look into that. It's called StreamYard. And, I can get it from where? The Google store, right? Is that where I can get that from? Huh, StreamYard. I definitely have to check it out. Oh, it is from the Google. Oh, okay, cool. You know what? That might work. And I just gotta link it to PayPal, or how do I link it? Oh, it's easy to set. You know what? I need something that's easy to set up and not complicated. That's the thing. Because I don't want to be, I don't want to be sitting there for hours like I'm a zombie, kind of like at the time I get done, I'll be like, but, yeah, I'll have to definitely check it out. So, here's an age-old question. So I'm going to leave this up to you guys out there. Here's a debatable question. Now, it's been on my mind. And now nobody's in trouble. But I do need to have an honest opinion. Oh, no, that's the Kenworth Canepa. Yep, I totally forgot I was going to make a conversion out of it. Okay, so the question I have for everybody out there. For a nice little custom work, or do nostalgia, or just like a temporary little buckaroo here. So, my question is, if I can find them. Oh, here they are. Some of you who are flashback, I shouldn't say flashback, but old school trucker, old school model kit builders and or truckers. Now, the age-old question I have for you guys out there, what do you think will look more badassery? Now, for the center, okay, I'm going to leave this up to you guys. Now, the center of this rim, you see right there? The little big hole in the center? So, here's the question. Should I go with, now, chrome or not chrome, center caps, which are up here? Should I paint those with the rim? Should I use those to paint white? Or should I use these as chrome for the white rims? It's up to you. You guys make the call. Leave the comments down below. And I will be happy to be open for suggestions. Oh, that's nice. You know what? I do have to look at that. How do you, here's a question though. How do I, so how do I put banners on the bottom of my stream? Well, okay, there's two chrome ones. The old school style or the ones that are from the Kenworth Canepa camp. Wherever they are. Because remember, I got the Canepa moon caps, and then I got the and this is on StreamYard, right? You know, I think old school, yeah, maybe. These? Or these ones? That one. Which one? The ones in my left hand, the ones in my right hand. Left hand? Okay. These ones. You know what? I think you're right. I think these ones, these are the ones you're talking about, right? These little mooncap ones. Okay. You got my vote. That's all I need to know. I think they would look a lot better looking. Yeah, they would. I kind of don't like the old school version because it's kind of like, yeah. It's like waiting in an airplane to crash into a Chrysler building, which is not a good thing either. Yeah, so that'll work. Okay, cool. Thank you. And I'll leave them chrome. All right, so, oh crud, I don't have anything to write here. So that's stream. Okay, so stream. Okay, so StreamYard, and then, okay. I have to check it out in a little bit. That's not too bad. And you can do banners. And then StreamYard would actually connect to YouTube. Am I understanding this right? Okay, cool. That's awesome. Yeah. Okay, so StreamYards would actually connect to YouTube, and then the banners, everything will pop up on the bottom. Gotcha. That means I gotta figure out how to get my PayPal opened up. I don't even remember how to do it. Okay, I see what it does. Because the little banner, right, they're kind of like banners or watermarks or something like that. Yeah, I've been kind of like thinking about that whole thing, the whole genre kind of thing. So that should be freaking awesome. The only watermark I have right now is the one on the lower left, lower right side, something like that. I have to, I don't know, man. I gotta get used to technology now. Since I'm gonna start doing this as a full-time stream, I gotta Get my Holly Jolly button gear with the whole thing. It was nice meeting you, John. Hey man, just always stop into my channel when you can, and help. I'm looking forward for any open suggestions, any help. Trust me, I don't bite. I'm very friendly. So yeah, just always hit me up on it. And and if I ever need help, I'm gonna check on your channel tonight before I go to bed. I'm gonna just get end the stream in a little bit, and that's basically it. Yeah, but it was nice meeting everybody up on there tonight on YouTube, and everybody, thank you for watching, and leave a thumbs up if you like, subscribe, and keep those notifications coming, and I should have more coming in store, and hopefully this time I don't jump ahead of things like I did with the frame. Okay, cool. Peace out. Later. And all right, folks, that'll be today's stream, the end of the stream. So I'm gonna let everybody know, leave a thumbs up, like, subscribe, and if you want to see more of the of my fun moments, and as you can tell, some of you who are new to the channel, really quick, it used to be a gaming channel, so there is a little bit of discrepancies right now. There's been a little bit of a mix of models and gaming, but now this channel is going to become more, before I forget, the channel has become more of a modeling channel. And as you could tell, I was talking to John Paul, nice man out there, out in Canada. So now, so at this point, and there'll be a whole new setup with the channel. So I do have 2 different platforms, actually 3. So basically, YouTube, this channel is going to be for the modeling channel. So hopefully you guys can keep in depth of what's going on. Eventually, once I get the Patreon channel, there will be more hidden things, never, like stuff before stream that will be shown. That's going to be in the future episodes or the future streams. So you guys will be able to, once I get a Patreon set, you guys will get, those whoever support the Patreon will get an early access viewing before stream, before the actual shooting, not shooting, but the actual footage will be released on YouTube. So anyways, I want to thank everybody for joining, and thank you for leaving a thumbs up. It's wonderful to see. One more quick thing. I know I'm dragging it a little bit too long. It was wonderful to see people from the modeling community to start appearing a little bit more now onto my channel. I do appreciate that a lot. And like I said earlier in the stream, I'm happy that now I'm starting to find the niche to the model building community, which for a long time I was experimenting with this channel, but now I have everything into a dire set. So basically this channel is just directly for model building only now. Was into video games, and how quickly it turned out to be starting to become the model building channel. There's going to be older videos of me gaming, but you don't have to pay. You don't even have to really watch those. I'm not going to force you to watch those, but so basically this is where it all comes down to. And I do want to thank everybody out there. Thank you, everybody in the model building community. And I guess that's basically all I can cover for now. So, like I said, one more thing, and I know I keep dragging it on, but the next stream will be on Monday, probably early in the morning. I believe that's the time that's going to happen. So, As long as you got the notifications up, you will know, and I will show. All right. Anyways, I'm going to say peace, love, and happiness. And all you model builders out there, have fun model building. Keep up the good work on it. Do the best you can with the artistry. And I think that's it. Anyways, I'm going to say peace, love, and happiness. And bye-bye. And have a wonderful night. Be safe. And if you are fully vaccinated and going out to a party or somewhere, stay sober, stay safe. And yeah, that's it. All right. Seriously. Well, I'll see you guys later. Bye.